Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I have my panelists here and we are going to be talking about natural perspectives. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have a couple of questions here and I'm going to be asking them their perspectives on natural hair, which I think I've already said before. So just please pay attention and just listen to what these guys have to say about natural hair. So first question, it doesn't matter who takes this, but there's no set rule here. But please keep it.
Peter, you can't take every question in the beginning.
Okay.
Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Do not judge us.
Do not judge us, okay? This is not the universal perspective. It's mine, okay? My perspective, okay? You do you, and me do me. Got it?
Okay.
Get it.
Oh my God, guys. It's already getting heated.
I got it.
I'm getting like for real. First question. How do you define natural hair? Babe, do you want to start?
I'm waiting.
I know. What is your perspective on natural hair?
Hearing. May I define my perspective on natural hair?
Yes, please.
Natural hair is hair that is naturally yours. I mean, you were born with it. It is yours. Not the stuff that you go ahead and tell me you done bought at the store and therefore it's yours. That is not my definition of natural hair. See that right there? That'd be natural hair. See that right there? That's natural hair. You see that right there? That's natural hair. You see that right there? That's natural hair. You see this? That's natural hair.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we all natural hair supporters right here.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Bethany?
I think natural hair, I can't say natural hair without connecting it to the natural hair movement. So I define it as natural hair is hair that is unprocessed, used with minimum heat. You're not necessarily using a lot of damaging processes to change the texture of your hair. So, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that if you perm it, it's not your hair. It's still your hair, but I just define natural as, like, you're pretty much trying to minimally interfere with its natural
no chemicals
process. Yeah.
No chemicals.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Because I'm like, natural hair girls be going through a process.
Okay.
So how much do you mean?
Process, like, not chemicals, because
They go through
that
a
process. You know what I'm saying? Why
4
you wake up,
hours.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're supposed to be somewhere at 9 a.m. in the morning. Don't get them until 10:15.
Yeah, because you
Because
was
of
doing your hair
process.
since 5 a.m.
You said
Yeah.
that
Process.
Yes, and they're using chemicals like relaxers and texturizers
Yeah.
and things like that to straighten your hair. So I would agree with
because
you
the
on that,
chemicals
Bethany.
literally change
Do
the way
damage.
your hair
They
is
damage
shaped.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And the texture and curl pattern, not to
Yeah.
get too much into the movement, but yeah.
Okay, so you would agree basically with what Bethany
Yes.
said. Joshua, what's your perspective on natural hair? Please keep it short and simple.
Yeah, I'm going to go with what Peter said.
There we go.
No, but I do hear what you guys are saying. I just think, like, when I myself think of it, I'm like, okay, did she buy it or did she grow it?
Okay. So I just want you guys to know the reason why we brought this up is I cut my hair like what, 8 months ago, would you say that? I think 8 months ago. And I decided to go natural, no chemical, nothing. Bethany is the same way, has been natural, no chemical or anything like that, nothing processed.
For how many years?
For how many years, Beth?
It's 4 years.
4 years. Beth is 4 years. Brittany over here is permed. Her hair is permed, but this is all her hair.
It's her hair.
It's her hair. So
Not store-bought.
So we want to I don't know if I would say diffuse the whole. It's her hair, but she's using perm versus it's my hair.
I understand that.
Versus no chemical.
I get it now.
This is kind of where we're going
I'm
with this.
learning, y'all. I'm learning.
So please pay attention because I think we're trying to educate some men out there of what it really
Why
is.
got put in
Yeah,
this
she
way
definitely was
said
throwing
that?
shade.
Why-
Y'all was throwing shade.
Why-
She definitely was shade.
All because
That was shade.
we got our perspective right there. We're trying to shed some light and create some awareness. Let's go to the next question in regards to the men in this video.
Next question.
Okay. No
Next
problem.
question.
Yes, baby.
Why is it that African American men have less of an appreciation for Afro-textured hair than their Caucasian counterparts? When they say they prefer natural, are they not accepting God's creation, which is already made perfectly in His image? Who wants to take that?
Good God.
That question was targeted.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
How you gonna ask me a question and then gonna be like, it's made in God's image? Like, tell something, be like, what? You disagreeing with God now? Like that's not cool.
Okay, well, take it from the first.
But I hear it. I hear it now.
I hear the message.
I hear the
that
message
question is
behind
coming
it.
out.
I think that's a stereotype, honestly, because I have some, especially recently, I have some friends who are like, yeah, I do like natural hair, but I also can see where people are, especially from. I mean, before natural hair movement in recently, before that blew up and stuff, like where they would really like the straight hair. I think honestly it depends on the guy. I like natural hair on some girls if they like put effort into it.
Thank you.
When they rock it really well, even if it's like a fro, it looks
a
nice.
fro, you don't mind whether it's a fro or permed relaxed hair.
If it's
To be honest, for me, and I'm not gonna talk like African American black girls.
For you,
For me, I actually like natural hair over the perm.
so you like the natural over the perm.
Yeah, over the perm.
Okay.
Now I do like white girls straight hair, but that's for them. Let them do them.
Right.
You know, but for black girl, I really do like the natural hair if it looks right. Now for me, I do like it when it's a little bit lengthier, when it's not too short and stuff like that. But that's just what I just like it because it looks more full. It looks really nice. I think
So I'm thinking this is more of the men. Question.
So it's really me next.
Yes, babe.
Right.
Yes, babe.
So I think Joshua did hit it on the nail when he said his piece of the fact that he wants the hair taken care of. You know, I have a problem with hair that looks a mess.
Like you mean the afro or in general?
The Afrocentric hair that looks a mess. Yes,
Okay.
I have a problem with. Yeah. I mean, shoot, baby. If I go ahead and I have my hair and I grow it up in the afro and it look a mess and I don't take care of it, what's your perspective?
She will fire you.
She won't even let me have an afro in the first place.
No.
But anyway, my thought is this. So Joshua says that he actually likes the natural hair as opposed to the permed hair. I probably would be the reverse.
Yes.
Being transparent. I do like that hair that, you know what I'm saying, you can put your hair through that thing, put that hand through that thing right there. I have a problem put your hand through natural hair and get stuck.
Oh my God.
Your hand
But that doesn't happen. Like,
I got a problem with that.
I don't like it when black girls have blonde hair.
I'm
like, why?
Oh,
how have I? No, like, and when a brother, it ain't show a black man dyes his hair blonde.
Come on now.
Come on, everybody look at Chris Brown crazy. Go on, come on, son.
You say Chris Brown, I take it back.
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman. Why don't I go ahead and have my hair like Dennis Rodman? Why don't y'all want any of that? But if I come in here with my hair looking like Dennis Rodman, you're gonna say, you already know you're confused, right?
But my feeling is, okay, you guys say you prefer natural hair when this is as natural as you can get. Whereas, yes, Britney's is natural, but it's permed. And us that are transitioning into natural hair, we know what chemical base can do to your hair. That's why a lot of people are going, it damages your hair. But there are people who chooses to go that way. Like Britney loves perming her hair, and Britney loves her hair like that.
I'm not allowed to raise my hand. Okay, it's a conversation.
So my question is, you're saying even regardless of how you know that the chemical base can damage your hair and all that stuff, you would still prefer a woman with natural chemically.
Let me answer that question. Right, you're trying to get me in trouble.
No, I'm not.
Brittany.
Because this is very
No. Brittany,
Yes.
how long have you been perming your hair?
Since I was 13.
Since you what?
13.
Since you were 13. Okay. Is your hair still okay?
I perm my hair. Listen. I cut it.
That's the whole reason I cut it. That's the minute.
The whole reason I cut it.
All right, let's continue. Don't tell me it don't work that way, okay?
It don't work like that
See,
for everybody.
here's me, okay? I have to ask a question of what I'm visibly seeing.
Okay.
Right? Your hair's fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. You take care of it, right?
Yes.
So, really, it's probably the process of how other people might be perming their hair that causes it to get damaged. Would you say that's an accurate statement?
Yes. And here's why. I would say for me, with a relaxer, you do have to take a lot of precautions with your hair, which you didn't know as having a relaxer before. For me, example, in the summertime, I'll wash my hair every 3 to 4 days, whereas in the winter, I can go about 7 days without washing my hair, then wash it again. But I have to oil a lot more because it is long, and I want the fullness to start from the root all the way down to the tips of my hair so that I don't have split ends. As you can see, I do have some color in the top, so I have to put even more oil in my hair so that it doesn't break off and things like that because I do have long hair.
But I'm just saying.
I ain't saying nothing else in that question. I think I made my point.
I have perms to care my hair, and my hair is just sensitive, so it just snaps off. Like, and the thing is, if you read like scientifically, it's like you have to take care of it. But the truth, like about perms, is no matter how careful you are, to some degree, you're changing the actual like the what do they call it? The outer coating of your hair, the cuticle of your hair. You're changing, like molecularly changing that so that it can be more relaxed. So it's like, even if you can take care of it,
Right.
it's like I feel like a lot of people go natural because they want healthy hair.
Healthy hair.
And you, honestly, Peter, you sound very tactile. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Very much like it feels this way, it looks this way. Whereas a lot for me, it was like falling out, and it was like, do I want to be bald or?
And in reality, if you get to the point, where your hair is falling out, then hey, you then have to make yourself a good old decision at that point in time. Yeah. My whole thing is this. I do believe that if you take care of it, it can work. Now, to Bethany's point, if she says, well, some people, their hair just doesn't work that way, that's why that person is not for me. But hey, that's their situation. That's what you go through, and that's what you want to do. Right. So it's your prerogative.
Okay.
I like it.
Right.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
Would you like to say anything else, Johnson?
No. Moving on.
I'm done.
Moving on to the last question. Now, guys, hold your breath. I'm gonna start with the ladies.
Yeah,
first.
we've had our fair share.
Yes, please. Is it dishonest not to disclose whether or not your hair is real to your significant other, and when is it appropriate to tell? Brittany, start.
I would say it is not dishonest, and I feel like it is if you decide you want to tell when you're comfortable, you should tell them. I don't think that your hair should define you, and I think if they like you regardless, whether it's your hair or not, they will like you either way. So I don't think that your hair should be an end all be all or make or break it in any type of relationship. So if you feel comfortable enough to talk about your hair with your significant other, then you should be able to do so. If you decide not to talk about it, then I think that's totally your opinion.
Bethany,
I think there are several factors. I think it depends on, first of all, how long, like if you like, okay, I think
when
for
is
one
it
thing,
appropriate to tell?
Okay, I was gonna say, for one thing, I think like if, for example, if a guy's like, if he's like always commenting on your hair and he doesn't know that it's something you added in or braided, like for example, if your hair is dramatically different without what you put in compared to what, like, so say it's super short and you usually have like really long weave, wig, or whatever. And he's always just like, oh my gosh, your hair is amazing, like all the time. And it's obvious that he's inferring that this is your hair. And like y'all getting serious, you should probably just be like, just so you know. Now you're kind of like,
educate the brother. That's what you're saying.
Now, like, and so I think part of it, I think guys need to talk to your female friends and actually learn the difference. Because sometimes it's like, they'll be like, because they'll say things like, you should have natural hair like so-and-so. And you're like so-and-so, whose hair is not natural, just looks natural. Like, and it's like the look is fine, but if you're going to be like really, really serious, you should probably, it's just like, it's kind of like a courtesy. And then I don't know how good of a person they are if they're just like, I'm going to walk away from you because you don't have this kind of hair.
So what if they're not serious? You're saying that there's no point telling?
No.
If they're not serious, like going into marriage or whatever, there's no point even disclosing
that. You shouldn't even be with them.
Like, it's like...
We're not going to get there.
I don't think so, because I think like if you've always done your hair a certain way, like now if they ask, like maybe you probably shouldn't be lying to people. But yeah, I mean if you've always worn your hair like that, I don't see why I gotta tell everybody. And then like I said, if guys would ask some of their friends, they'd probably pick up on things.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if they inquire, then you should have that conversation. But I don't think you should arbitrarily bring it up and say, "Hey, by the way, I added this hair in," or "By the way, my hair is natural." I don't think that's a conversation that needs to be had.
Okay, Josh, you're gonna be last, babe.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It's your significant other, so this has more weight to it. Like this is actually someone that's like purposeful.
It's not just boo-boo.
It's not. Yeah, this is not just. Yeah, this is actually a real thing. I'll say it is kind of deceitful to not disclose. And here's what, for me, I want to know everything about you, from your favorite color to your favorite movie to what the heck your hair is. So like, but at the same time, I do agree that shouldn't be the make or break it all and stuff like that. But I do want to know. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to know. And now I'm going to take it before it even the significant other. Like for me, even when I'm looking at a girl and I'm interested, I like to see her without makeup, and I like to see her with makeup.
Right.
Just so I know how she just naturally looks. So I like to see her in her natural element.
So let's say, for instance, I'm your significant other, and I told you I'm going to go do my hair. Yeah. I'm going to go get my hair done. And then I get my hair done. It's a wig or whatever. And then are you going to say, "Oh, babe, that hair is nice. Is it yours?" Or are you going to say, like, are you just going to compliment the hair? Or would you want to know if that hair that I did, is it a weave or a wig or mine?
I want to know both. I'm not going to lie. I do want to know if it was a wig or...
So how would you how would you ask? Like, how would you ask that question?
Look, man. You gotta know Josh. Josh will straight up ask you. Josh will straight up. But yeah, if you my significant others, you know me. I'll be like, "Look, babe, we're gonna have to have this talk. Your hair.
Is that yours?
Is that yours?" That's what I mean.
So you will put it out there.
Oh yeah, I'm not for this whole. He's gonna maybe it's the time. I've always been a confrontational type of person. You tell me straight up. So that is Josh. Yeah, okay. That's me. Like, let's straight up. Let's sit down.
So
let's
you
talk.
Want to know?
And I want to explain to me what you need to do to your hair, so I can be there to help support you if you have the natural hair. Let's go to the hair store together. Let's get some oils, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Let's select that weed.
And Brittany, on the other hand, is saying there's no point having that conversation if there's no need to. Yeah. But you want to have that conversation.
I want to have that conversation because, and here's the thing, before even going into the relationship, I just want to see her in all elements of life. When we're going out to a party, is she slaying? When we going out, when we're chilling in the house, how does she look when she got just sweatpants on and the bonnet? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she still looking good? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to see it.
That natural beauty?
Yeah, isn't that natural beauty? I want to see you when you got your short hair. I want to see you when you got your long hair. So that out of decision, I can make an educated one.
But what if they always keep it done? Like. Because some people, like, they always have their hair done. There's
the Instagram girls.
You don't ever see them without their hair done. Always. Like, when the only time but it's a wig. About natural is
she's
when
my
they go to get it
significant
done.
other, and I won't see her when she's just chilling.
Some people always get. There are people who
she's not mine. She's not mine.
You talking about me?
Okay.
Ain't no significance in that.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Last but not least, Jesus, help me. My wonderful husband, baby. What do you have to say?
So, the word significant other, in my definition of life, is the person that you're looking at spending the rest of your life with.
Come on, bro.
Right.
That to me is my definition of significant other. Now, to other people's points, that if you know it's just kind of in the starting stages, or you're really not sure how the relationship is going, you ain't got to tell all your business out there. Even though in reality, I probably would have already asked you if it was me. But if it is your significant other, think about this. Just think about the disservice you were doing to this man. That he don't go and wake up one day and look to the left.
Your
say, you know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful day. And I mean, the sun is out. And my man turned around. It's another woman. Why would you do that to that man?
Let him see it all.
This man gonna be like, yo, what is this? Oh no! It's not even who is this? What is this?
Men, there are men who are bald who get the units that make it look like they got the full fade, and I'm saying, I'm agreeing. I'm trying to agree with you. I'm saying, if
you look, you got that toupee thing going on in your world. First of all, when the guy jumps up, it should move. But nevertheless, here's my perspective on it, okay? Because for me, I actually met my wife when she didn't have natural hair.
Looking rough.
No, I met her when she had her natural hair. Yeah, I met her when she did have her natural hair. Sorry about that. So she had the natural hair, and we had a good time doing one of these conferences at the church. And I liked her. And then I also saw her when she done did herself all up. And I liked that too. So, I mean, it's the fact that there was no dishonesty. And to me, I do think it's very dishonest. That's just my perspective. Yeah. If you're not comfortable, for crying out loud, he can't be significant other. If you're not comfortable. I mean, you guys have got to be able to say, in thick and thin, we can really get to the root of stuff. We can tell the truth. We can communicate to each other. And if this dude don't know, don't let him find out by default. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Is don't wait until y'all say I do and then do one of them. That's just not right.
Okay, my caveat would be it's okay to share it. However, I would say that the guys need to have an open mind if we're going to have this conversation. Because some people, it's a really difficult conversation to have. A woman's hair is her glory, and it's something that's really sensitive and it's really sacred. So if we're going to open ourselves up to have this conversation with you, you need to be open-minded to us and give us a positive perspective of what you think or how you feel about it.
Yeah, and we did say it's significant other, so that person should have that at that stage in the game. Where there's a trust that has been built for that you have the title significant
That's
other,
right.
then everything should be basically transparency and everything. Open. Everything's open.
Yeah, open and it's not like a conversation you just have in passing. Yeah. Like for what you're saying, it is a serious conversation to have. Because, I mean, ladies do care about their hair.
Yeah, that's true.
And I understand, like, for example, and let me throw a caveat in there as well. Like, if someone has a health condition and a medical condition, understood. Okay, you know, I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I mean, we got a medical condition that lets you wear a weave or a wig or something like that. That's totally fine. I mean, I don't want you, just from my perspective. So I totally get that piece. Yeah. And I do think that it does have to be a one-on-one conversation in which you guys are looking at each other and really just communicating. And yes, it does have to be that you're going to be vulnerable to this man. Yeah. And also this man, you have to trust that he's going to be sensitive to the situation as well. And then if you do disclose it and then he has a fit about it and he's completely insensitive to it, better to disclose it then to disclose it later in life, and then it really causes major issues for you. Because I do believe that if the person doesn't love you for who you are fully, then you're not supposed to be with that person, period.
Take the L
if they can't agree together on appearance, for crying out loud, appearance is just one element of a relationship. There's even more. There's what happens when you guys go through a financial situation? What happens if you guys go through a sickness? What happens if you go through a horrible, devastating life event? Yeah. What happens let's just say, I mean, and not being mean, but let's say something happens in the future and it disfigures you. Right. Okay, so you don't look the same way as when we got married, so therefore I'm going to leave you? Yeah. No. You know what I'm saying? It's that deep pieces in which you got to say, you know what? I trust this guy with my life and I trust this girl with my life. And that's really how you guys are moving forward with the relationship. That's the most healthy stuff that you guys can talk about anything and everything. Yeah.
But I think it's also a good thing, like, in a sensitive way to ask, because many women have a lot of stories around the hair, especially Black women, because they've either, it's like, for me, it was damaged, or like they, you know, like growing up when you're told things like, oh, you have like difficult hair, like, and you're being told that something's inherently wrong with the way your hair grows out your head, that does have an impact. So it's like you kind of have to, like, it seems like, oh, it's just your hair, but for some people it's a lot more. And there's been a lot of things attached to it, and I'm like, a lot of women may be insecure about that, and
especially middle school and high school,
need that reassurance before they're willing to.
But that
need that.
But that all ties down to trust.
It does.
You have to be able to trust each other to disclose it. You know, to be open and transparent. So anyway, I think we have come to the end.
Yeah.
We have come to the end of this video. It was awesome. It
Yeah.
was fun. We had a good time. If you love what you're seeing, and I'm sure you guys have so much to say, leave your comments below. If you have questions to ask this guys,
No, y'all don't want to see us again. They tripping.
leave your questions below and let me know. I know you guys had a great time, but thank you so much for joining. And yeah, I will catch
Don't
you guys
forget to
next time.
subscribe,
Don't forget,
like, hit that notification bell.
thumbs up.
Y'all better be supporting my wifey, okay? Adaku inspires forever. What's up? Hashtag.
I don't want to say what
Ain't no Adaku inspires forever.
Bye, guys.